Point. It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead. The Rams on the field. And here we go with the ball in the air. This one fielded at the 5. Now a hit and a loose football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. And the Rams getting set to go now. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone. It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go. You love pressure. I love it. We'll see if they dial it up this drive. They come out here in the eye. First and goal from the... And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Thomas rolls, taking it in. And the Rams add on to their lead. Second effort there. He was determined to find pay dirt, and he did. I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. First carry for the 5-time Pro Bowler, LaDainian Tomlinson. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. For the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run. It's complete to Chris Conley. And he'll be brought down right at the... And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now Tomlinson on 1st and 10. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive. 15 yards through the air on a first down. And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the... Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Chicago. T.Y. Hilton, 36 yards. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. Billy Cundiff now to kick the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6. And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to
take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Back live now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Rams with a football to get us going, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. Caught on the right side by Jones. Touchdown, L.A. Julio Jones, 71 yards. And the Rams strike quickly here for 6 points. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustment.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Lawrence Timmons. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good. So they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. And this is caught at the 8. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice...
And he will score. Touchdown, L.A. Cam Newton on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Rams add on to their lead. Cundefon for the PAT. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake...
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Brian Robinson in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Lawrence Timmons, the linebacker, there to get him down. Here's Ryan to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is incomplete. A surprising...
Boy, we've just gotten started here, and already these guys have been handed a really difficult decision to make. And now, which side of the football will they address here? Not too much analysis needed here. This is quite a get at this stage of the draft. What to do here? Build up the interior of your line or get that skilled player to add another weapon? Still some big holes remaining to be filled. Here's where you may have to go after a lower-rated player just to make sure you get coverage in all areas. Well, the Ravens are a smash-mouth football team, and they've got a chance to have a second player drafted here. And this is a big piece of the puzzle right here. Maybe a no-brainer, but a great pick regardless. And there's a pick that'll certainly help. Maybe not an impact signing, but you're not going to hit a home run every round. Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for the trenches? Or someone who can really help you out at the playmaking type spot? Boy, it's finger crossing time now. And that's a pick that'll solve a lot of problems out there. He'll fit in nicely. These are tough decisions here. Offense or defense? Which side has the more pressing need? And now is where you need to make these last picks count. Oh, no question that this guy's going to grade out as a huge impact over what was there before. Boy, it's finger crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available. Oh, how about this for a tough choice early on? Which direction they go here is going to say a lot about what this team... Oh, and that's a key upgrade right there. He's versatile, athletic, and a big upgrade over what they had. Boy, you talk about a friendly turn of the cards. This is a great round for these guys as they get themselves a dynamic player right here. Yeah, no surprise here. Anytime you can get your hands on a player of his caliber, I think you pretty well have to pull the trigger. So, with a handful of starters already nailed down, you have to ask yourself, do you dare go for depth, or do you just try to... 3 choices here, all of them impact players. Tough call here. Do you try and get tougher up front, or get yourself a player in what we call a skill position? Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for the trenches, or someone who can really help you out at a playmaker type spot? These middle rounds are where your decisions can really impact your team, because if you pass on certain positions, there's no guarantee you're going to see them again. Now it's getting to the time of the draft where you really want to get lucky and hope somebody falls into your lap. Still a few holes on this roster and not a lot of time left to do anything about it. And with time running short, you've got to hope some guys... 2 words here. Difference maker. That's what that pick right there is. A bit of a dilemma with this threesome. Which side of the ball do you turn your focus to here? Boy, it's finger-crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available.